Good morning, good morning, good morning. Buenos dias, mi gente. Yo. Welcome to Daily Discipline number 205. My name is Rob Hoback. Happy that you're here. Honored and humbled that a bunch of you just keep coming back every single day. I love it. So thank you very much. Appreciate it for reals, right? It's a work day, so it's time to go to work. So let's do it. First things first, still the realist. Also chilly, right? Yeah, cold front pushed through here last night, and we are here in Oklahoma. We're in line to set a record for the coldest May 9th ever recorded. Yay! Can't wait for that. Thank you. Boy, do I have a list today. Blast from the past. You know how these things go, right? Like just you're going along, all of a sudden you get a text from somebody like, "Wow, haven't heard from them in a minute." And yesterday it was the Irish tornado. We'll talk more about the Irish tornado in a minute, but we also need to talk about the KWON. So the KWON, somebody we do business with, somebody who's been in our life for almost 20 years now, and just having a conversation yesterday, and he says, "Hey, I watched your video yesterday morning, and I really enjoyed it." So that was awesome. But back to the Irish tornado, right? And by the way, the Irish tornado and the KWON know each other. For reals, right? Yeah, it's awesome. But back to the Irish tornado. Farm kid from Iowa, obviously Irish. That version of myself, so we're talking, 10, 12 years ago? 12 years ago. Was like one of my nicknames was Good Time Charlie. So to this day, the Irish tornado calls me Good Time. So the Irish tornado and his family, wife, 3 kids, oldest son's about ready to graduate from college. He was Sam's age when they took us in for 2 years. When I say took us in, right? Like we're all living in Kansas City. I live downtown. They lived out in the suburbs. I put Sam in the Jaguar. We'd go out and see the Irish tornado and his family and hang out. And they all made fun of me and I all laughed at them. And anyway. So it was just great to hear from the Irish tornado. So here's what I want to talk about today, briefly. Do you ever feel like you knew this was coming? And whatever this is, I'm talking deja vu, premonitions, things of that nature. And man, it happened repeatedly yesterday where I feel like sometimes I get into this space where I know things are going to happen before they happen. So sitting there thinking about a certain person, shit go out of the blue, I hear from him. And then part of, as I was talking to the Irish tornado and I was talking to the KWON, I'm like, man, I didn't realize that when I met you guys for the first time, you were teaching me what life was going to look like. The KWON, a lot of similarities between a personal situation that he was going through when I met him, a family situation, and my current situation. So it's kind of like, everything he told me 17 years ago, it's like, okay, well, I know how that's going to happen. So that's been interesting to me. And then the Irish tornado, he married, had 3 kids. I remember him constantly telling me what it was like being a dad of 3 kids, trying to work, all those things. And it's like, he was 15 years ahead of me, just leaving these breadcrumbs of, Rob, this is what it's going to look like. And just very, very fortunate to have both of those guys in my life. Not only did they chose to be a part of my life. It wasn't like it was forced, but they chose. And then they also just gave me all of this great advice that in that, as they were giving it, I don't think either of us thought that, oh my gosh, one day I'm going to be walking this same path. And so I should remember all this. Just the way it works out. And by the way, they helped me professionally too, right? So many different ways. And so, my point is that, it just would appear to me as though whether we know it or not, people come into our lives and they're there to teach us a lesson. We may not need that lesson for 15 years from after we've learned it, after it's been presented to us and we observe it and we see it. Because when you're learning a lesson through somebody else's life, as you observe it, at least for me, like, wow, I see how that whole thing plays out. Then when you're in that situation, you're like, aha, now I know what the Irish tornado was talking about. Aha, Now I know what the KWON was talking about. Um, yeah, it's a great day. Great to have those guys back. So hands up, peace out. We are better together, right? Our network proves that once again. And yeah, just have a great day, and I'll be back here tomorrow. We'll see you. Bye.